You just watched Cherriest Jam, I understand. I want to bring out to you this concept in the movie and what it is that we are expounding in these films. All of our films, Josh, are motivational, inspirational, transformational, and sensational. You are actually an associate producer and also played a character on the first two movies, Romancery and Rebelistic, which are both films about choices and decisions that we make. And so we'll put that on the side for a second since Cherriest Jam is fresh in your mind. First of all, I want you to tell everyone what were your favorite, maybe 3 parts of the movie. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to identify the lessons that we're bringing out to you all while you do that.
Oh my gosh. So the things that were highlighted for me, and I typically watch a film a couple of times, especially when I like it. But for me, the conversations that took place were so authentic. It wasn't canned. It brought in real life stuff. And I don't want to ruin it for anybody because I do recommend you go watch it because I was shocked how much I loved it. The music was incredible. But I really like the fact that you brought race into, not just race, but discrimination, racism, even, I'm losing the word right now, but you brought real life issues that even people culturally can have against each other into this dialogue, other than the fact that I love a good crime film and other things like that. But the dialogue felt rich and authentic, and this is the conversation that I would be having with someone else back when I'm doing back in my criminal days. And so that really drew me in. The music, but the overall just feel for me was, it felt real. And honestly, for me, it was like I was there in the movie, which was crazy because you're not using any wild CGI or 3D, but the way that it was shot, and this is beyond my pay grade here with cameras, but the way it was shot, I felt like I was just sitting there watching the dialogue happen, like I'm part of the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know how you did that, but for me, that kept me wanting to watch because I felt like I was the entire time.
I want to talk about a couple things that you mentioned here. First of all, this ties in directly to our theme of the day, which is honesty and realism. The way that we pull audiences into these movies from the very beginning is we use authentic feeling, authentic sounding, authentic looking tools that will allow us to just be real. The conversations are conversations that either did happen or would happen very easily. And the fact that we have these stories are true stories. Now, Cherriest Jam is probably, I shouldn't say the least true of all the stories, but there's a lot of things that didn't actually happen in Cherriest Jam, but very well could have happened. And there are very important conversations that happen between these characters. And again, there's no real spoiler alerts here. We're not going to give away anything about this movie that's going to ruin it for you. But we want to share the concepts and also encourage you to watch the film and comment on the film and tell us what you pull out of it. There's a conversation between 2 cops. One is an undercover cop, a young hotshot, and the other is like the veteran cop. And you've seen this in movies before where you have the young hotshot coming in and the veteran trying to teach him the ways of the world. You've seen it in Lethal Weapon and probably many decades prior and many decades since. The Rush Hour movies are a similar way. The older, more sedated Chinese cop trying to teach the young aggressive cop. So you have that situation, but when people watch this movie, they ask me, where's the mentorship? It seems like it's a crime story and there really isn't anything that is mentorship oriented until I start to point out some things that bring it to light. Plus, since Cherriest Jam is part of a trilogy, there's the first one, the second one, third one, so it all follows. But the mentorship is with the police, Woods, who is the elder cop, is by the book. And he is, and again, ties into the truth, the way you're supposed to do it, the letter of the law. And what he is communicating to his protege is not to cut corners. Because as soon as when you cut corners as a cop, it's a sort of lie telling, if you will. And it ties directly into what is happening in our world. And I would say that, I don't know what the numbers is, but the overwhelming majority of police officers are following the rules, right? And it's when the few bad apples, they cut the corners, that's when all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. You're in a position of authority, you're in a position of power. And Woods is doing everything he can to have this young buck follow the rules and not take matters into his own hands. So that's the mentorship in the movie. And we always go back to it and go back to it and go back to those conversations until the end. You're gonna have to watch to see what happens at the very end with these guys.